Hey, what's going on, everybody? All right, real laid back video today. Just gonna look at low grade raw vintage baseball cards. Been doing a few videos lately where I have to kind of talk a lot, so I just wanted to take it easy and just really focus on some cards. Maybe if you're here from non-sports cards, maybe you haven't seen a lot of low grade raw vintage baseball cards up close before, so this might be. And I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, which is I'm actually going to take some cards out of the top loaders and try to give you a real good look at what some of these look like in this real low grade condition. So let's just start off with our, let's put our best foot forward here and just go straight to probably the biggest low grade raw card I have. I got all these cards from the same seller, which is the only, well, I don't know if it's the only, but it's the seller I trust the most on eBay to buy these kind of items. It's Greg Morris Cards. So every Friday they run low grade auctions where just all these kind of cards are up for auctions. You know, they have an awesome return policy. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, so I'm not like, you know, trying to push anybody their direction. All I can say is just, that's where I feel comfortable buying this kind of stuff, you know, for authenticity's sake. And that kind of a thing. So it's risky buying these types of cards because, you know, you're always worried like, oh, is it trimmed? Is it fake or whatever? But with a seller like that, I have a lot of comfort and trust. So a lot of these I want to get graded eventually. Just haven't gotten around to it. But with all that being said, let's kind of let the cards talk a little bit here. So do I want to see, the thing is, I feel more normally when I do videos, I don't like taking cards out of the top loaders because I'm worried about it ding a corner or something. But with these, I think it's okay. I can't really make them much worse. Actually, I don't really want to take this one out, to be honest with you. Okay, let's pick a different card to pull out of the top loader. This one's a little too special. Even in this condition, like I don't even want to take it out. Like just leave Mickey safe there. But the 56 Mantle, one of the most iconic cards in all of sports cards, period. Just absolute amazing piece of history here, even in this condition. Obviously a lot of snowing there on the face. I thought this was a mark at first up here in that top right corner, but it's actually just sort of it looks like there was almost like somebody had marked on like this was underneath something, like, you know, like when you press a pen really hard into something, it sort of leaves like a indentation. It looks almost like that, but it's not actually writing. So there's the 56 Mantle in all its glory. I paid about $220 for this, and that seems like a really good price now compared to how much a card like this costs, even in this type of condition. So probably one of my top 10 favorite overall cards, period. So I'll get this sent to SGC eventually and get it in a slab, but right now it's just cool as it is. All right, I do want to take a cool card. Let's take out here. All right, this will be an interesting one because this one's pretty banged up, you can see. So I paid about $85 for this low grade Jackie, 1955. Lots of creases. It's actually got a piece of tape on the back. So let me take this out of the top loader carefully here. Don't want it to like damage it, but okay. All right, I'll get it out of the sleeve. It's pretty delicate. Okay. All right, so there you can see kind of the condition of this card. Lots of creasing there in the middle, paper loss on the bottom, obviously missing pieces on the side. Okay, and then it looks like you can see there sort of a yellow like square off the side of his face. It looks like there was almost a piece of tape on top of there that sort of like blocked some of the fading. And if we look at the back here, there you can see the tape is right there on the left side. That's actually kind of hard to see on the camera, but see if we can get it to, this video might take forever to upload. But very special card. And this is, oh, there you can kind of see the edging of the tape down, the teeth of the tape down there. So, very cool Jackie. All right, let me put him back in the top loader, and then we'll carry on. This will probably be the last time he's out of a sleeve for a while, so just kind of get a good look at that. Okay. All right, so that was the 1955 Jackie Robinson. Again, got that from Greg Morris Cards at auction for about $80, probably about 18 months ago. Okay. All right, let's stick with the 55s. Let's look at this Hank Aaron here. This is actually a really good eye appeal card. I mean, it's obviously creased, corner damage there, but overall, I think I only paid like $60 for this to get a second year Hank Aaron 1955 tops for the price that I paid. I'm very, very happy with that. Like I said, Hank Aaron 54 rookie cards were like pretty affordable for a long time, but I never got one. Big regret, of course, but yeah, this is just it's an amazing card. Yeah. 55 Hank. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one. Centering's off, obviously. Lower left, really rough corner, top right. All the corners are rounded and creased and everything, but getting cards like this, that doesn't really matter too much. Just, you know, 70 years old, icon, home run king, Hammer and Hank. Just a beautiful card. Let me slide these down so you can look at it while I'm getting the sleeve ready. So those, you have to get vintage card sleeves for some of these because the size is bigger than your average modern day trading card. Same with top loaders. So these are, I think it's per 1956 and earlier, or 1956, 55, 54, 53, 52 are bigger cards. Just let's see, like if you compare this to a 58, you can see the difference there. So, all right, let's look at another one here. Here's a really old, this is a 1916 Connie Mac card. I'm not gonna take this one out because I'm always worried about, you know, causing any sort of more paper loss there, but this is a really special card. Connie Mac was just a massive figure in the sport of baseball. He's, if you ever get a chance, pick up Baseball by Ken Burns, the documentary. If you don't feel any sort of connection to vintage cards but you're interested, just watch that. I guarantee you'll leave that series of videos with some sort of attachment, or at least some sort of increased overall interest in at least learning more about these kind of cards. It just makes you feel really connected to history, and it's really special. So let's get another one that we can pull out of the top. Let's pull out this Mickey Man. Let's pull out this Mantle here. This one's pretty rough. This is 1957 here. I think this was about I don't know, probably like $115 or so. So don't know what the current, obviously the price is going to vary massively by condition and eye appeal and that type of thing, but I'd imagine it's probably like a low grade copy like this, probably anywhere from like probably 150 to 200 or so. I'm not really sure though. I could be overestimating that a little bit, but here you see some paper loss, obviously, a bunch of like chunks, sort of divots. This card's famous for you can't really see it in this example, but there's like a shadow over here of a person they sort of like photoshopped out. If you had a better copy of it, you could tell, but yeah, this one is hard to see. But yeah, nonetheless, 57 Mantle in any condition is special. Show you the back. Pretty rough there. That centering is brutal. But very cool card here. You can see there in 56, Mickey hit 52 homers down there by my right thumb. You can see 130 RBIs, 353 batting average. So I really like having that. You can see there in the text, most runs batted in, runs scored, slugging. Besides, he was elected the most valuable player in a unanimous vote. So I like pairing this card, you know, highlighting how awesome of a season Mantle had in 56 with this card. Here, obviously, this was the year before, so this would have been from that really special season. So I like having those as a pair. My favorite era for baseball cards is the 50s. So I like 1959 and older, specifically all the Topps cards. So, you know, 52 to 59. And I think most people will probably say something similar. My favorite set is probably, kind of go back and forth on it. I actually like 58 quite a bit. I'll show you a 1958 card. Of course, everybody likes, you know, 55, 53. I think 54 is really special. I mean, they're all special, but a lot of people will say 56. I'm not a huge fan of the 56s, to be honest, outside of the Mantle. The problem is Mickey just doesn't have one in 55, 54. He's got a 53 and 52, obviously, and then he jumps back to 57. So he's missing, he does not have cards in this design. And then do I have a 54 here somewhere? I can show you. Do I have a 19? I don't know if I have a 1954 Topps card here. He's got one in this design, of course. Oh, here's a 54. So this is the 1954 Topps design. This is actually in really good condition, but Mickey doesn't have one in that set. So here you want to see a really, really beat up card. This Ernie Banks was like $9, and this is, to be honest, I don't even know if it's like, this card is so ridiculous. It's got literally a staple in it. I'll just let you look at it, but it's pretty wild. So this is the 1955 Topps Ernie Banks here. It's seen better days. You can see that staple in the top left-hand corner there. This card is like literally just about to fall apart as I hold it in the middle. Yeah. So this, they stapled one of these like stamps from back then back on there. There's obviously this thing is just so shredded, but it's kind of a, just sort of a, I don't know. I can't believe I even bought that, to tell you the truth, but oh well. I should take a picture of that one and put it on Instagram. That'd be kind of fun. All right, can't even get this back in. There we go. That would be even a little too low grade for my my preferences. But all right, let's look at some more here. What do we want to see? You want to see a 58 Clemente? A little corner missing there. This was, I think I paid about $20 for this about a couple years ago at auction. Roberto Clemente, such a great baseball player and great person. Obviously a tragic death, trying to help people in need. He thought, you know, with him, if you haven't heard this story before, he thought if he was on board that plane, you know, going down to help with the relief effort, that he could be sure that the plane made it and reached its destination and no funny business was going on. But tragically, plane crashed and lost his life, and but just such a beloved figure in baseball. Here they put Bob Clemente, obviously, which I've heard from other people say. I don't think Roberto was a big fan of that. He wanted his name said fully, not just shortened that way. So this is a really great card, though. I really love these 58s. I think they're just so simple and clean. I really want to get the Mickey Mantle, and I've missed a couple chances to buy it, and sort of kicking myself about that now, but You see got some sort of like scratching down here. Hear that cardboard? Yeah, this is a really cool card. So, very nice. 58 Clemente. Kind of let Willie sit there while I'm putting Roberto back in the top loader. Okay. All right. Willie Mays. All right. Say hey, kid. This has actually got good eye appeal. Massive crease down the center there. Yeah, this is one I'll get graded soon. Probably put this in the SGC holder. See there, it notes the year he was serving in the Army. Let's see, 51 homers in 55. Let me see. Won the batting title in 54. This is his last card featuring him in a Giants cap before the team moved to California. That's why I really wanted to focus on I have a 55. I really want to pick up a 54 and a 56. Those are probably the only other two I could afford of Willie in the Giants uniform. I just love that era of baseball with the Dodgers and Giants in New York. Those classic battles. I read Wait Till Next Year by Doris Kearns Goodwin, and I really just, combining that with the Ken Burns stuff, just fell in love with that era of baseball, especially that book, because if you're not familiar with it, basically, Doris Kearns Goodwin, she's a presidential historian primarily, but she loves baseball, and she grew up in 1950s Brooklyn, and she had a lot of memories of her dad taking her to Ebbets Field and watching the Dodgers come so close and, going back and forth with the Giants and all that type of thing. And she details, Bobby Thompson's home run and, some of those just amazing showdowns they had in the playoffs and with the Yankees and the Giants and all these just icons and, just mythological figures almost. So reading that book, I was in college and it was actually assigned in one of my English classes. And it's just really paints such a great picture of just sort of the romance of baseball. And, you combine that with these just historic cards and it's just really, really special. So it's just one of the things I like about vintage. And just even looking at these cards now, it just reminds me of why I'm so attracted to them, and really kind of makes me sort of recalibrate a little bit of, I need to make sure I'm not losing sight of this. And like part of me feels like, oh, okay, like I already have the cards I want, that type of a thing. But there's still a lot of cards I don't. I mean, I don't have like a massive vintage collection by any stretch of the imagination. And it's obviously, even cards like in this type of a grade are getting more and more expensive, and it's just it's tough. You have to make choices in the hobby, and when you're buying one thing, you're not buying another. And we all have budgets and parameters that we have to stay in. This is a cool card here. So if you're not familiar, he's actually he's not left-handed. This was like flipped around backwards for whatever reason in the photo. They made some sort of mistake, but you can see he bats right-handed, so he shouldn't be pictured like this. But I can't remember what the exact reason why. I read about it somewhere. But yeah, I like the eye appeal of this card. Just looks really nice and clean. It's probably only 50 or 60 bucks, so it goes well with the Willie Mays 57. And this Minoso I really like. This is his rookie card from 52 Tops. He was just recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, so definitely seen a little bit of price increases on him. I think I only paid about $40 for this, which I'm really happy with. Obviously 52 Tops kind of changed the game, so to speak, in terms of just cards as a hobby and, all the interest that came from that. And the 52 Mantle, which is not his rookie card. Don't let anybody tell you different. He's got his rookie card is 1951 Bowman, but it's just Iconic, man. All right, we got Ted Williams here. Let's see if we can pull him. Should we pull this out of that corner? I'm not gonna take this one out. That corner's a little fragile. I don't wanna like drop it or like bend it off or something, but this was one of the first vintage low grade cards I got when I got back into the hobby, and I picked this up for about $30. Again, that classic 1955 Topps look. Just super cool. So, Ted Williams there. All right, let's find one that I'm comfortable taking out of the... You want to see like a card that's in actually like good condition from the 50s. So players like... Let's take Vic Power out here. So Vic Power, obviously, you probably, if you're not a baseball fan, you probably haven't heard of him, but just to give you an idea of what one of these cards would have looked like back then in good condition, this is a great example. So this is probably like a 6 or like an EX Mint. That's another thing I really like about GM cards. They do an excellent job of like judging the grade. Obviously, they can't guarantee anything, but you get pretty good approximations. Now you can see, so this is a 1955, just like the Ted Williams here, just like the Jackie Robinson, excuse me, that we saw earlier. But this is a great example of what the card would have looked like, you know, maybe if you were pulling it from a pack or if you were a kid back then, and you can just see the beautiful coloring on these. It's probably why they're so desired and so expensive and high grade, because they're just beautiful cards. I'll show you the back here and how clean it looks. Like, to me, when I'm holding this, I feel like I'm almost holding a fake card because it's just I'm just not used to seeing these look this good. Yeah, it's like, see, I almost wouldn't like, if this was a Jackie Robinson or a Ted Williams or a Hank Aaron or a Willie Mays, I'd be like scared to buy it if it looked this clean and this nice because I'd be worried it was a counterfeit. But when I'm buying from a reputable seller, you know, like that, and it's a player like this that nobody would, you know, there wouldn't be any reason to counterfeit a card like this. But yeah, it's just really crazy to look at one of these in actual good condition. So Vic Power there, that was probably $5 or $6. Those are probably more popular around people like trying to build sets and doing registries and that type of a thing, but yeah. Get him back in there. Let's look at another card. Okay. All right, should we look at, let's see, what else do we got here? Ruben Gomez is in really good shape. Should I take him out? This one, this was like $3. This looks like somebody used it as a coaster for a coffee cup. Here's a 56. Let's take out a 56. Let's see how cool this looks. It's Al Smith here. All right. It's weird holding these cards, how big they are, you know, if you're only used to like modern stuff. All right, so here's a 1956 Topps. So this, if you could imagine, where'd that Mickey Mantle go? Here we go. So if you could imagine back in the day, if you could find like this Mickey Mantle in this condition, man, oh my gosh, you're looking at thousands and thousands of dollars, you know. A couple hundred, few $100 for it like that, but like this, that's no joke. That's so beautiful. The art, like the photography. This is just a classic baseball card. Every sense of the word. So it's crazy holding something like this from 70 years ago, having it feel this nice and look this nice. See if I can get a good shot on the edges. Doing the best. I'm just using an iPhone here, so you know, we work with what we got. That's a special card. It makes me want to like go buy more of these like lower end, I don't want to say lower end, but lower demand players in like these good condition. It's just really cool. I like having them raw too. It's fun because it's, you know, having them in slabs is cool and whatnot, but it just feels more, I don't know, just sort of, what's the word? Just doesn't feel the same, I guess. I mean, I'm struggling to find a way to talk about it, but it just feels more mechanical, maybe more just sort of, I don't know. I guess I just associate grading so much now with just making money and flipping. I mean, in vintage, it's obviously so much different. So much of the appeal of having graded cards is the authenticity factor and the liquidity factor if you do want to sell and that type of thing. But there's something to be said for just having some raw cards that you can take out of the top loader and look at, like this Hector Lopez. Let's take this Hector Lopez up. This one's gonna be cool, I think. Again, $5, $6 card, maybe. But the art, photography, whatever you want to say, it's just like, that's just so cool. I'll give you a better look at that. From Panama. Born in 1932, played 128 games in 1955, 15 homers, 290 average. Pretty cool. Okay. Let's get Hector back in the top loader here. That sound you hear, if you ever want to make sure you don't ding your corners when you have a penny sleeve, just flick with your finger the inside of one of the sides of the sleeve, so it breaks it a little bit. So like here, I'll show you. So like this, you know, right here. So that's like separate. So you just come over here, just give it a little flick like that, whatever. Make a little like sort of, and then when you put the card in the sleeve, you don't have to worry about catching a corner. It's just sort of a little trick. And then you don't have to worry about it because and it's not gonna like go over, you push on the right side of this, that card's not gonna, it's not gonna like push through there into the top loader if you're worried about that or anything. So, I mean, don't do it. Don't make the tear like all the way down here, but just, you know, like a very like small, just enough to be able to get that corner in without catching it. All right, what else do we got? We want to look. This video is getting a bit long, isn't it? Let's see. Let's just kind of do a little flip through and a closeout sort of. I like how this is kind of just a messy pile here. That's kind of fun. That'd be sweet if that was a thumbnail. So yeah, this has been sort of a fun. I'm gonna do another one of these with a different set of cards. This is really cool. Probably do a graded PC spotlight type video with graded vintage baseball. But yeah, definitely if you're into this type of thing or you want to get into it, my first recommendation would be developing some sort of connection, you know, whether it be to vintage baseball or to vintage baseball cards. And really the best gateway for that, honestly, is going to be just getting that baseball documentary by Ken Burns off Amazon for however much it is. Just get the DVD for like $30 and just watch it and just see what you're attracted to, what pops out to you. And then go out and just learn about some of the sets, learn about the players, do some research on the price history. And if you like low grade stuff like this and you want to save some money, I would just recommend checking out the Greg Morris Cards auctions every Friday. They run low grade auctions. They have, you know, all of these kind of cards. They do command a little bit of a premium. So I'm not saying it's like the best place to look for value because those get a lot of eyeballs because there's a lot of, it's a massive seller, and there's a lot of people that really trust them for their authenticity and their grading estimates and that type of thing. So you might end up paying even more there on raw low grade copies than you could get like maybe PSA 1, SGC 1 type of deal. So definitely you got to do your research and don't just assume you're getting a good price over there, because you're probably not, especially if it's a card like, you know, a card like this that has like good eye appeal, but it's just creased, you know, it's gonna get bit up. So just be aware of that. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed this today. I gotta put these kind of back in order. Let's see, separate the big ones. This was a really fun video to make, to be honest. Like, I'm having a lot of fun just looking at these cards. Yeah, it's very cool. Oh, Ted goes over there. Yeah, so I could probably, I'll do one more thing before I stop the video. I'll show you what my top, if anybody's watching here, leave a comment and just say I made it past 30 minutes. I'll be shocked if anybody does, but all right, so let's do a quick top 5. All of them. All right, I don't know if I could pick 5. All right, it's for sure that one. For sure, Hank. The Jackie, yeah, maybe it's just that condition on that Jackie is pretty rough. It's got goes with Willie, Mendoza. These, I don't know why I don't like this Mantle more. I don't know if it's just how beat up it is, or I really like that. I need that 58. I gotta get that 58 Mantle. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pick. Okay, this is number 1, the 56 for sure. That's not even a question. Number 2, I think it's probably gonna be the 55 Hank. Number 3, if you just put me on the spot and told me to choose right now, it's probably gonna be that Connie Mac. Number 4, probably gonna be, it would have been the Jackie, but I just got a 54 Jackie and I got a 53 both in slab. So I think I'm going with the Willie at number 4, Willie Mays at number 4. And then number 5, let's go back to Hank there. All right, so 5. And this is a combination of subject, eye appeal, set. It's not just because it's Hank Aaron or anything, but the condition, even though it's low grade, it still matters. Like, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and the big one there, Mr. Mickey Mantle, 1956. All right, everybody, this was one of the more fun videos I think I've ever made, so I really appreciate you checking it out. Hope everybody's doing well. Take it easy. We're gonna see you again soon.